Okay, we're going to take a closer look at measurements in our second significant podcast of the unit.
Measurements, that's easy. Just you know,
It's how to take
put a
measurements.
ruler on something and measure it up.
And we've actually already talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the year.
We did. This is a refresher.
So this is a quick refresher on how to actually measure, and then we'll tie it into sig figs. When you're taking a measurement, what you do is, if you remember from chapter 1, you read the device to the known digits, and then you estimate one more. You add one more digit past what you can read.
Okay, so in that picture, we see that nail is definitely past, I don't know, 2.8 centimeters.
Just a little past 2.8. So if you were to write down the answer, you would say 2.8.
But then you have to put one digit of estimation
Oh,
in.
one more pass. So 2.8 something,
Yeah.
if you remember. So let's kind of zoom in here and see what we have.
So there's a blown up picture.
We're going to estimate it's between 2.8 and 2.9, and you have to look really careful, but it's like, it looks like it's about halfway. So 2.85 you would estimate. Really, any of these numbers would work. You would just have to estimate one more place.
So right, we know the 2 for sure. We know the 0.8 for sure because those marks are marked on our measuring device here.
And then you say, it's a little bit past that. Is it just past it, halfway past it, or is it almost all the way to 2.9? You estimate somewhere in that realm.
So yeah, the 2.85 and the 5 is our estimated digits, and they are all significant digits for that number.
Because that's a measurement, 2.85, 3 significant figures. Okay, we're going to get to rounding numbers.
Part of what we do when we take measurements and then use our measurements for calculations is eventually we usually have to round our numbers off. If you've used your calculator before for calculations, you know the calculator can sometimes give you a huge long line of decimal places.
8 or 9 digits, actually.
And calculators are actually almost giving you digits to a fault. They're giving you almost too many digits, especially for science, because we can't be that precise.
Calculators are not that intelligent. So this is the unit where you have to be smarter than the calculator. Your calculator is going to give you these answers, and you need to round them intelligently. So if you know...
Eventually we're going to learn rules for where to round, but right now we're just going to take a look at how we round. This is simple, easy stuff. You've learned it before. You look at the digit directly to the right of the number you want to round, and if it's 5 or higher, you round up, and if it's not, you keep it the same, and you drop the rest off. The key here is the thing that we see people do wrong the most is they want to look at the whole end of the number. You only look at the digit to the right. So
Correct.
In this first example,
So
2.3527.
if you look at this 2, that 2 is underlined if you look carefully. So we want to round it to that place.
So that means if we round it, the 7 means we round up. So it's 2.353.
2.353.
Easy. 7 point, or actually
The second one,
74,938.
the 9 is underlined. We want to round it. If we wanted to round it to this place, 3 significant figures. We have 5. We only want 3. Then we have to look past it, not at the 8, but just to the 3. What happens?
749.
749.
Yeah. The mistake, wait.
No, that's not right, because 74,000
We went
cannot,
from 74,000 to 749.
it cannot round to 749. We round the sig figs here, but remember, we can always add non-significant zeros to keep the place value the same.
Puny, insignificant little zeros.
There are still 3 sig figs here, but the zeros just act as placeholders. They're important, but they're not significant.
And the mistake I was talking about that people make, they see, oh, there's an 8 there. So that 8's going to make that 9 round up. No, we're just looking at the 3 because it's next to the 9.
8 doesn't matter.
8 doesn't matter.
The 3 goes with the 9.
Yes.
All right, here the 6 is underlined. So we're going to use the 6 to round the 9. Or we want to round to this place.
Yeah, that's the place.
So we're going to round there. So 96, but I look 1 past it. The 8 is going to bump that up, 97.
So remember, we don't look at the 9.
placeholders.
It's not like the 9 bumps the 8 up and the 9 bumps the 6 up. That's not how it works.
So these numbers here, they're getting rounded away. We're turning them into zeros because they're placeholders. We're rounding 968,949 all the way up to 970,000, just rounding it to that place, plus or minus 10,000. Not that big of an error when you're talking about the federal government's debt.